What is happening, guys? GT5K101 here, and welcome to a preview for the 2014 Bahrain Grand Prix at the Sakira International track just south of Manama in the Bahraini desert. Now this is quite a unique track. Not only is it like Abu Dhabi was placed in the desert, but it's also a unique track because it's one of the toughest tracks in Formula 1 for tyre, whereas you've seen last year the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton had a tremendous blowout going onto the back straight before the final corner onto the main straight, and a lot of cars actually had quite a lot of blowouts last year because of the tracks. Not only because of that, because the Pirelli didn't make the tires strong enough, they were too soft, used different construction, and as a result of that the tires didn't last that long. And as a result of that, yeah, we've seen quite a lot of tyre blowouts, but luckily this year Pirelli was changing the construction, the tyres are a lot stronger than before. But that isn't the only thing that's unique about this track, particularly for this year, because for the first time in the Bahrain, in the history of the Bahrain Grand Prix, it's going to be a night race. It's going to be the second night race after Singapore. And Abu Dhabi is still going to be a twilight race, which is going from sunset to complete darkness at night. And I think Bahrain will look beautiful, as I said in my review video for the Malaysian Grand Prix a few days ago. The track will looks tremendous at night. I've seen throughout testing on the track the cars look beautiful. And yeah, I'm looking forward to how the cars react to a race stint, and not only because it's night, and also because the FI decided to make it at night, because just to relieve some pressure off the new engines. Obviously these engines are still fragile, the teams are still learning race by race, and they learn quite a lot from Malaysia in terms of heat and humidity. But in Bahrain, in the desert, usually in the Middle East, there isn't a lot of humidity. But when it does rain, boy does it rain. I heard that it was raining yesterday and Wednesday. It was raining in Bahrain, and yeah, if it does rain on the weekend, it's not predicted to. In fact, I need to look at the forecast yet for Bahrain. So I'm not really that organised, but oh well. Yeah, if it does rain, it's going to be very interesting. Nobody will expect it. And yeah, night race is going to be very interesting. They've laid out the fog lights, pretty much the same fog lights as they use in Singapore. So it's going to be just as bright and just as beautiful. Another thing that's going to be a problem for the teams will be fuel consumption. It's a pretty flat track, and because of the heat, the fuel will burn, because obviously for the fuel to burn inside the engine, it needs heat from the air, and because the hot air going into the engine, it'll make the engine perform better. It'll make more fuel burn faster and more powerfully. More energy will go out of the engine as a result of this, and that is good for power but not good for fuel consumption. And yeah, that's why it's a good thing that this year's race will be at night. It won't be as hot. It won't be as hot as it should be in the day, but I'm predicting it to be around about 25-30 degrees air temperature and during at night, so it's not as hot as we expected. I think usually it's about 40 degrees, but still it's about 10 degrees lower than what it should be in the day. But still, it's going to be very interesting. The engines will still be having a bit of a kicking because of the heat, but we shall see what will happen. This weekend is technically, if you disregard 2011, which when it didn't happen because of civil unrest, will be the 10th anniversary of the Grand Prix. Obviously, as I said, technically, because of 2011, since it didn't happen in 2011, it's technically the 9th time that we've been to Bahrain. But people are saying that's the 10th anniversary, but technically it's not. So shut up, next year is going to be the 10th anniversary. Yeah, the first race, probably know that the first race was in 2004. The first race in Bahrain was in 2004, and I think it was 2005 was the hottest race on record. Quite a lot of engine blowouts, and yeah, so it's a pretty good reason why the FIA decided to make it a night race instead of a daylight race. Yeah, tight track. This is one of my favourite tracks, in fact, Bahrain, because I never, because well, in F1 2012, I didn't really like it. Well, I'm talking about the game, by the way. Um, it was pretty much the physics. I mean, the cars kept on understeering, had to go slower through corners, and then in 2013, in terms of physics, 2013 is one of my favourite games for. In terms of physics, I just loved how the driving physics in 2013 just suited my driving style, really aggressive, like a bit of oversteering, that, like going flat through corners. I'm sure everyone liked going flat through corners and that, obviously. But I don't know what I'm saying, to be honest. So yeah, it's Bahrain. Never really used to like it, but never do, and hopefully will like it even more in 2014. Vettel. Sebastian Vettel won 2 times in 2012 and last year. This because of its tight nature. Gay. Because the tight track is quite fast, particularly in Sector 3 and around about the start of Sector 2. This track is quite fast, quite sweeping. There's not a lot of elevation changes actually, and in fact this track wasn't made on natural rocks. It's actually made up of crushed rocks called grey whack aggregate from a quarry in Shropshire, apparently. And yes, I did copy that from the BBC website, so if you want to copyright me, shut up. I don't know what I said there. I'm so weird today. So yeah, looking onto this weekend, could Lewis Hamilton make it two races in a row, 2 wins in a row this season, or could Sebastian Vettel do 3 race wins in a row in this track? And could both Lotuses finish in the top 10 as we've seen so far this season? Lotus are having a bit of a trouble with engine reliability. Both cars retired in Australia, and in fact Maldonado retired, but I think that was because of incident with Jules Bianchi in Malaysia. But Roman Grosjean finished 11th, not where we expect Lotus to be at all. And we're hoping that Lotus will bring some performance back into the car for this weekend. What else is there to talk about? I think that's pretty much this the preview finished. It's quite a short preview. I haven't had a lot of time to look over notes in that, but yeah, Bahrain is going to be a pretty track. It's going to be a pretty interesting track. I'm guessing it's going to be a 2 or 3 stopper. Seems good. I don't know. Probably could be. And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting race this weekend. And I will be watching it because I'm at work, but I'm sure to watch the highlights and stay off Facebook as much as I can, because I keep looking on that and stay ahead, or keep away with BBC News, because I keep looking at that as well. I'm going to try not to look at anything throughout this weekend while I'm at work. I want to watch the highlights myself, and I want to know who won myself. Want to know myself who won. But anyway, that is the end of this preview video. It's a bit short compared to other preview videos I've made, so deal with it. That's the end of this preview, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. This has been GT5King 101, and I shall see you later.